Rick Schwartz has the story.
A handwriting expert for over 30 years and author of The Complete Idiot's Guide to Handwriting Analysis, Sheila Lowe has spent her career studying people's penmanship. She says handwriting reveals a lot about a person, from their strengths and weaknesses to their emotions.
It's part of the puzzle because it does show potential for some really pathological behavior. Everybody has something bad in them.
Her methods have been used by police and psychologists to solve crimes. But Sheila's expertise wasn't enough to save her own daughter. Just 6 weeks ago, 27-year-old Jennifer Lowe was shot to death by her boyfriend, Tom Schnabel, outside their Orange County, California apartment. Schnabel then took his own life. The murder devastated Sheila, but what gnaws at this heartbroken mother is that she'd seen trouble coming. She'd once analyzed Tom's handwriting.
Tom asked me what his handwriting said. Jennifer asked me what his handwriting said.
What did you see?
He's got a problem. There was explosive behavior.
At first, Sheila welcomed her daughter's new boyfriend into her family. He was a rugged ex-Marine who worked for the Immigration and Naturalization Service. As an INS agent, he carried a gun. And as she showed me, his handwriting revealed he also carried a controlling behavioral pattern.
There's a lot of up and down in the baseline. And that shows somebody who has an impulsive, explosive type of personality.
Comparing two separate samples of his writing, one printing, the other cursive, Sheila sees two extreme variations that suggest shifting moods.
If we look at the upper loop, like the L, the angle of the slant is very extreme to the right. And that shows somebody who acts out on their feelings. They're impulsive. As soon as they feel it, boom, they do it.
The proof wasn't just on paper. Sheila says in the months before her daughter's death, Jennifer had complained that Tom was emotionally abusive and controlling. Sheila says she told her daughter to leave, but Jennifer wouldn't. Now, as Sheila grieves her daughter, she can't help but think of the warning signs she observed, signals that were not enough to save Jennifer. Is there something you could have missed in looking at Tom's handwriting?
Well, Tom was not a serial killer, but some of those same characteristics, the need for control, are there. Handwriting only shows potential. It can't predict the future.
But Sheila does believe important warning signs were ignored by Schnabel's employer, the INS. Sheila claims a supervisor there ignored a complaint that Schnabel once choked Jennifer. She's now suing the agency for $25 million, claiming they should have taken away Schnabel's gun when he showed signs of mental instability.
They were aware that there was a problem, and they let it go.
Sheila hopes this tragedy will send a message to others that you don't need to be a handwriting expert to read the writing on the wall.
I think that what the message is, for people to get something out of this, something practical, is to not ignore negative things that you see.
Well, Extra contacted the INS for a comment on Sheila's lawsuit. The agency told us in a statement that they did investigate claims that Schnabel had threatened Jennifer Lowe, but dropped the case once she recanted her statement.